get Mark Cullen for a day in the municipality or a weekend to be able to use somehow, some way, and so folks are going to have to talk and brainstorm a little bit. And I didn't really know a whole lot about Mark Cullen either until I got into this stuff, but I guess he is a bit of a guru, so would be an attraction for some events if we can. And he's hard to get, so this is great. So an opportunity next spring or whatever. And finally, I did attend at the conference. I did attend the session put on by West Kelowna. They have a partnership with the West Bank First Nation, and just some good lessons there. They, regardless of maybe some political differences at various times, they have that agreement that they will continue to work together, respect one another, do the kinds of things that they can do. I'm not sure when or where we're going to have another meeting of our committee. I hope one does happen, but we have to remember that we must continue to be persistent with that relationship, continue to have respect with that relationship with our own First Nation, and to know as well that there are a whole lot of things that are going on just under the surface. Between our CHC programming with our First Nation, there's a lot of those things going on. They participated in the Doors Open event with us this year, and they're a great partner in CIB. We want to keep those relationships going, keep persistent regardless of whether or not we ever get our meetings on track again. So that's just a comment.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to mention the tree cutting bylaw meeting is public input. The council has put together a draft, and there's only a draft until it goes for public input. Was at the theater opening, the gala opening, and they did a fantastic job of making the room up top kind of a museum to showcase the history, and doing a great job there. And I grilled some sausage. The museum had a good event. Otherwise, I don't know what it was like for them on Sunday, but
better than Saturday.
Yeah,
Not much.
so they some good events going on, and again, kudos to the community that got us national recognition. So that's, you can put all the work together and try to do that. You can't do it without the support of the citizens that put that together.
And the staff, and I forgot to say that because this morning I was out jogging and stopped by the truck. They asked, how do we do, and what's the list for next year? So, start with
Right over. Okay. Okay. I think that's all I have. Opportunity for the public to seek clarification on an item that was on the business of the agenda, and the last meeting we had, and different times we get asked for clarification, and if someone goes into a different direction of something that wasn't on the agenda, or something that they're not looking at a decision that council has made, and it's very hard to bring people back in line with that. So I'd ask that you please keep your comments to a clarification of something that was on the agenda. Who's first? Mr. Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to ask for clarification on the Director of Community Services. Here's the report on the funding update. It was mentioned by the Deputy Mayor that the Technical Committee made recommendations on the heat recovery and the green roof initiative on that funding. If I could get from staff what the recommendations were of the Technical Committee and why, and what was the recommendations in the funding proposal, and what are the requirements for that funding proposal?
I guess the council has council has passed the recommendation, so if we can get that information. I guess,
Would you be so kind as to jot it down and send it just to me?
Certainly will. Yes. It's for clarification, so I understand.
Marcel?
Thank you. May I get clarification on the Carroll's Wind Energy Projects report, specifically the completion of the municipal consultation form? What is it that the municipality is being asked to respond to? Because it's my understanding that the transmission routes, the placement of the turbines, and the environmental studies haven't been released yet. So what is it that we're completing at this point?
Don't answer that now, or you can- It's in the binders.
We have the draft report from Suncor, and that's what we commented on, the drafts. And then
But there's nothing in the drafts.
I've got 3 binders full of information.
So you've got the assessments on bird and bat studies, and because we haven't been able to have that released to the public, so.
I'm not sure if it's released to the public or not. I received a copy of it, so I can certainly check to see if it was available for public consultation.
That would be
It's not my
correct.
information to give out, but I can certainly check.
Well, I
and
think
see
if it's information that's given to the municipality, shouldn't it also be available to the public, just because you are our
It
representative?
should be, but if it's not our information, it's like a freedom of information.
Oh,
If
okay.
it's not my information, I have to ask the people who provided it to see if it is.
Okay,
If not, so
beautiful. Now, just
I've
one
never
more.
asked that question before, so.
Thank you, Carol. And one more thing. So once this information is released to the public, all the assessments, it is our intention to go through these assessments with a fine-tooth comb, because we've had a lot of discrepancies in other projects. Is the municipality, and specifically the staff review committee, open to hearing feedback from us on these reports to be included in your municipal feedback?
That would be a decision council would make after we receive them.
So we should provide that to you and then put it up for comment.
After we get, when we get through our process on that, we'll probably put it out there for public comments. They could probably have a,
Down the road.
Can I correct into that for
Yep.
timing wise?
yeah,
And then get back to you if that's okay.
find out what the timing works on.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, Sarah?
The open meeting, or the council meeting that you're planning to have for your discussion of turbines, are you planning to have the bylaw, will the bylaw report be presented then for what we've been waiting on since February? Will that be released at that meeting for the public to view?
The agreements you mean with the?
No, the, back in February, we had a delegation asking for you to work on a report for bylaws for the other municipalities in the province have done, what's been worked, what hasn't worked, and we're still waiting for that report. Will that report be available to us then?
Yeah, that's all part of the agreement. That's what we'll be researching, the different components of other people's agreements on that. So that's what we'll be bringing back.
That'll be available for the November
That'll
meeting.
be in with the.
Okay.
Any other clarifications? Mr.
Remembered my name. Regards to the leasing of the I believe it's leasing of photocopiers.
Service?
Service or the copiers?
It's the equipment and the service of the complete package.
My question is do we purge them or sanitize them before we release them?
The hard drive?
I would imagine, if that's,
Do we do something with them before we
They are sanitized?
we'll question that.
The next one is, in regards to the proposed fire bylaw, it stipulates that a fire chief or his designate will not attend a fire outside of the area of municipality of Lambton Shores unless it's an area that's in a municipal agreement, be it mutual aid. Does that mean that if a barracks begins burning at Stony Point, or since there's no agreement with the